Hi guys, Greg Doyle, Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. Fight I want to talk to you guys about is taking place this Saturday, 26th October, and it's in the heavyweight division, and it's between Derek Chisora, who is 31-9, and he takes on David Price, who is 25-6. So what I'll say, guys, is it's a very, very good fight. It's an interesting one, even with David Price coming in at short notice. I know that he's coming off the Dave Allen win, probably performance-wise one of the best of his career. And he says that he was still training hard. He took a week or so off and then he was straight back in. He was preparing for a fight, I think it was next month. And then we obviously got the call that Parker had been bitten by the spider. So David Price stepped in. So it's a fascinating fight. If we look at both guys' strengths, with Chisora could be David Price's worst nightmare. Although it's got the controversy all over it. The fight that comes to mind is the Erkan Teper and David Price fight, where Erkan Teper stopped David Price early in the fight. We know there was obviously a bit of controversy around that and drug tests and what have you. I'm not sure of the full ins and outs of that, but I do know that it was quite controversial. I think some people wanted it to be changed to a no contest also. But Derek Chisora, we know that Derek's strengths are his will to win. He punches relatively hard. He's not the biggest hitter in the heavyweight division, but he punches hard enough. His head movement, I remember reading somewhere that Derek Chisora really looks up to, or did look up to, Smoking Joe Frazier. You can see with the cross guard that he comes in with sometimes before he throws his shots, that's where he's got that from. But with Derek, I think something that's really underrated with him is his stalking ability to make you work. If you watch Derek Chisora, when Derek Chisora is in the mood, he will walk you down, and that could be David Price's worst nightmare. Guy who keeps walking you down, probably because we know David has been prone to gash around about the middle stages of fights. But looking at David's strengths, David's got a lot of them. He's not an Olympic bronze medalist for nothing. He was seen as being one of Lennox Lewis's successors in the heavyweight division when he first came through, when he got that bronze at Beijing in 2008. He was knocking everyone out in the pros, and then he came out against Tony Thompson, who I wouldn't say Tony Thompson could take his power, but he had the will to get back up. And I think in the first fight, David blew his tank. The second fight, I just think the belief was gone. And we've seen him, I mean, he's hurt Pivek and he's hurt numerous fighters, and he's had great fights that he's been unfortunate that, I don't know if it's a belief or a stamina thing with David, but it's almost as if there's a block there and the performance only goes so far. But to David's credit, the performance against Dave Allen last time was fantastic. I think Dave Allen could have been a lot better, an awful lot better actually, but it was probably the performance of David's career. I certainly didn't expect him to box like that for 10 rounds. I don't think anybody else really did, but he performed really, really well in the fight. But if I was to look at a prediction in this fight, I think this is a tough fight. The bookies have got Chisora at about 2-7 favourite to win the fight, which is relatively wide. And I can see why they've got that, because Derek seems to be newfound under David Haye. Whether you like David Haye or not, I personally do. I think he's one of the greatest cruiserweights ever, but that's another subject. But he seems to, if you look at Derek's physique in a lot of his fights lately, it's like a different guy. You look at the guy who fought Tyson Fury the first time and you look at his physique now, night and day, different guy altogether. But I can see why the bookies have got Chisora quite wide favourite. What I would say though is that David Price spoke a few weeks ago, well, probably more than a few weeks ago now, probably 5-6 weeks ago, about he was taking the right fights for his career now. And he was already, I think he was in training to take an MTK fight next next month, November, and when this opportunity came up, I don't believe David Price would have took this fight unless he thought, do you know what, I potentially really could chin you. So I think he's took it with believing that he can win. But it's a fascinating one, and I'm struggling. I'll tell you why I'm struggling, because Chisora doesn't have a trainer now. He's parted ways with Dave Caldwell amicably, should we say as well. He's saying that he's not going to have a trainer. I don't believe that. I think we can see David Hay in the corner on Saturday. I think David Hay's been training him since the amicable split with Caldwell. But I do worry what Derek Chisora will show, because he's been very temperamental in his career, hasn't he? He's had his stinkers against guys like Gashi, but he looked great against Artur Spilka last time out through that combination. That's one of my favourite combinations in boxing. If I'm correct here, I think he threw a right hook to the body, a left hook to the body, and then came up with a right hook to the head. And it was quite a bad knockout. If he comes in with that belief on Saturday, I can see him knocking David Price out. But I will give you guys a final prediction. That's what I'm here for. I think it could potentially be a tough fight at times, but I have to say I can see Derek Chisora winning the fight by knockout, or if it's not a very good fight, winning quite convincingly on points. But I'll say Derek Chisora will win this Saturday. If you want to see more from me, my name's Gregory Doyle. As I say, I write for Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, check out Instagram, also check out the website. Thank you.